Hello, everybody. My name is Christian Cano. My name is Christian Cano, and I'm the recruitment manager of international students at Capilano University. And I'm speaking to you from Vancouver in Canada. And with me, I have Berkalyani. I also let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Christian. Merhabalar herkese. İsmim Berk. ISES Turkey Yurtdışı Eğitim Danışmanlık firmasından katılıyorum. Capilano University Türkiye yetkili acentesiyiz. Sunum esnasında hem Türkçe katkılar hem de sorularınızı cevaplamaya yardımcı olacağım. Thanks, Christian.
Thank you, Berk. So I said that we're having people now. I'm just making sure that I'm sharing my screen. So yes, perfect. So I'll start talking about CAP. So first of all, let's talk about Canada. I think that that's like people are thinking about us. I know, especially I've been in Turkey. Usually, I was actually just thinking that if the pandemic wasn't happening, I probably will be in Turkey right now. So I'm really definitely missing the delicious food and the amazing people. I love Turkey. It's one of my favorite places. I know that when I speak with Turkish people and we're thinking about coming to Canada, Canada seems like a very far away place. But I like to put it in a really good context, because when we think about and the first thing that you think about Canada is that it's a very cold place, and we do have the 4 seasons. But actually, Canadian cities, or most Canadian people live in the south of Canada. So when you compare Canadian places, we actually very similar latitude as many European cities. So Vancouver, where I am right now, we are located in the same latitude as Paris. And if you compare Toronto, where I know lots of Turkish people like to visit too, it's very similar to the same latitude of Nice in France and Montreal as Venice in Italy. So we are not that at north as many people think that we are. We are actually very similar. The Canadian cities are very similar to most European cities. So we are not many people live in the very north part of Canada. We're mostly close to the US. So now, when you are thinking about Canadian education, coming to Canada, one of the things is Canada is one of the places with the best quality of education. Canadian education is recognized around everywhere in the world. It's a very welcoming place. We love meeting people from all over the world. It's a very safe country. It's very you can usually go anywhere, and it's very rare for us to get any unsafe situations. And one of the main things is the opportunities to get work experience. So when you're studying in a college or a university, you are allowed to work 20 hours per week and 40 hours per week during vacation. And when you graduate, you have the opportunity to apply for a work permit. So you can stay in Canada up to 3 years after graduation working, and that opens opportunities to get a permanent residency and then eventually become a Canadian citizen. So basically Canada thinks of international students as future Canadians. And the other thing is the low cost of education. So most of our, Canada, when you compare it to many countries in the world, like in the UK, the US, Australia, it is a cheaper place to study. Now, Vancouver, this is where I am. One of the great things about Vancouver is that we have a great BC, we have something in British Columbia, that's the province where we are at, the BC transfer system. So it's very simple to transfer credits from one university or college to another. So that it was one of the best transfer systems in the world. So it's easy to go to one place and transfer to another one. So that's a huge one. It's the 3rd largest city in Canada. So if we put it in Turkish terms, I think we will be like Izmir. This is the Canadian Izmir, next to the ocean, next to the mountains, and beautiful weather. We don't get it's a little bit. We said that we get mild climate, so we don't really get the snow. so it's a little bit warmer than the rest of Canada. We still have the 4 seasons, but we don't really have to deal with the snow. So it's usually like a rainy season in the winter. It's an excellent tourist destination. It's a beautiful place, next, as I say, next to the ocean and the mountains, multicultural environment. People from all over the world are here. We have other places to visit around us. We have Whistler, Victoria, Tofino, which we like. It's a surfing capital of Canada, Seattle, Portland, and the Rocky Mountains. And you can also fly to other places. So if you don't want to drive and you want to just take a longer vacation, we have the Yukon where you can see the northern lights. California is just 3 hours away. Mexico, you could go to many tropical destinations in Mexico from Vancouver in about 5 hours, and Hawaii also 6 hours on a plane. So we're actually going to show you just a quick video, just so and then we can start introducing Capilano.
Just a minute.
Okay, so that's just an introduction of Capilano. So just basic things about us. We were founded in 1968. It is a teaching and learning university with campuses in North Vancouver. One thing about us is that we also have a student residence. We have about 9,000 students and close to 2,500 international students from about 80 countries. Right now we have about 25 Turkish students. We are about 20 to 40 minutes away from downtown Vancouver, and we offer diplomas, degrees, and postgraduate studies. The one thing about Capilano is that because we're a teaching and learning university, we keep our classrooms a little bit smaller. So we have about 25 to 30 students, maximum 40. And for the English for academic purposes, so we do have English classes, a maximum 22. And we are the first public institution in British Columbia to have accreditation in the United States. We are part of the Northwest Commission of Colleges and Universities. So one thing about us is that this is a map of Vancouver. So as you see, next to the ocean, Capilano is located in North Vancouver. We like to say that this is the playground of Vancouver, because this is where many people come to hang out during their free time. We have 3 big mountains. We have Cypress, Grouse Mountain, and Mount Seymour. We also have Capilano Suspension Bridge, which is one of the longest suspension bridges in the world. And a lot of people think that it's close to the university because it has the same name. And we also are close to Deep Cove. So this is where you can go to the beach, kayaking, paddleboarding, but we do have beaches everywhere in Vancouver. So it's usually wherever you are, it's very easy to make it to the ocean. So it's a great place if you want to go ski, snowboarding, hiking, and just be in nature. And downtown Vancouver is just right here. So reasons to choose Capilano. First of all, location. We are located in a beautiful, beautiful city. It's a world destination. The next thing is the campus is located in the middle of nature. So we are in the middle, but it's not far away from the city. It's actually quite hard to show the full campus on a picture because we have because our trees are taller than our buildings. So we actually have about like 9 buildings here, but it's kind of hard to show them because because that is what makes the campus beautiful, just being in the middle of nature. Then the other thing about CAP is that we have the student residence. So like Vancouver, it's a popular destination, so it's not always easy to find accommodation. So we're very proud that we are able to provide accommodation to our students. The quality of education, it's a public university. So like in Canada, usually when you go to a public school, you know that you're choosing a high quality place to study. Practical experience, so a lot of our programs have some practicum or some hands-on experience that you can that makes you industry ready. Then we have also like teaching focus, so the main job of the teachers is to teach, so we don't do any research at Capilano. We're going to be very focused in just in like teaching the students, so it's very hands-on, and that makes it easy for the teachers because we have small classrooms. So we have about usually, as I said, 25 to 30 students per classroom on average. But then this allows the teachers to get to know you better, and for you to get to know the teachers as well, and for you to make friends a little bit better. And the other thing is that the teachers are industry experts. They have about 15 years of experience before they can teach at the university. So I'm gonna start going about the programs. I mean, like, I wish I could speak Turkish, but if you could put it in the chat, let me know what programs you're interested. So, like, if I know of a program that people are interested, let me know, and I'll try to spend a little bit more time. So first of all, or one thing about Capilano is that we do have like our biggest faculty is business. We have our bachelor degree in business administration, where you can specialize in accounting, marketing, finance, human resources, or international business. These are 4-year programs, but we also have 2-year diplomas. Then we also have communications, where it's a program that where you can focus more in public relations. And we also have legal studies. We also have diploma and bachelor degree. We are the first university in Canada to have the Bachelor of Legal Studies and the only one in Western Canada to have that program. So it's one of the programs that is very unique. Now, for anybody who already finished university and is looking for to upgrade their education, we do have our postgrad options. So we have something called North American Business Management. Just in the sake of time, I'm just going to explain like the main one that is the most popular program. It is our North American Business Management Applied program. This is a 2-year program that has is 3 terms of studies. You can complete them in 12 months of study. 12 months of studies. So you can specialize in marketing, international business, finance, and human resources. And when you complete these studies, you have a 4-month practicum. So this makes the program into a 2-year program. And when you graduate, you can apply for up to 3 years of postgraduate work permit. So this one gives you the opportunity to stay in Canada a little bit longer. So it is, as I said, 12 months of studies, 4 months of practicum, and then up to 3 years of postgraduate work permit. We do have the option to do it just the studies without the practicum, but that will allow you to apply only for a 1-year postgraduate work permit. And if anybody's interested in doing a master's, they could do 4 terms of studies. They will have to go to the UK for 1 term to the University of Hertfordshire, and on the 6th term they work on their thesis. So they can get a graduate diploma in North American Business Management and a Master's of Science in International Business from the University of Hertfordshire. And they're still eligible for the 3-year postgraduate work permit. But as I said, like the most popular one is North American Business Management Applied, because this one offers you work practicum, so that gives you the Canadian work experience, a short term of study, like only 1 year, and you can apply for the 3-year postgraduate work permit, and it is very affordable. This one is about, in Canadian dollars, we're always going to be talking about in the tuition fees in Canadian dollars. It is about $33,000. We're also very strong in the part of film and animation. So we have our bachelor degree in motion picture arts. So this is for people that want to work as directors, film producers, editors, basically filmmakers. We have the diploma and the bachelor degree. One thing about us is that we have the biggest film studio in a university in Canada. So it's one of the best facilities in Canada for film. We're located in Vancouver, and Vancouver is known as a film hub. We're actually the third largest. We have the third largest production of film and animation in the world, after LA and New York. We also have our diplomas in animation. We have 2D animation and 3D animation, costuming, digital visual effects, and documentary. So these are big industries here in Vancouver. Then we also have in the performing arts, we have jazz studies, so anybody interested in music. We also have arts and entertainment management. Oh, actually, Bert wants to say something.
Okay, yeah, I just didn't want to interrupt. So okay, I'll say whatever I'm gonna say in Turkish. Herkese tekrar merhabalar. Öncelikle tüm soruları görüyorum. Bazı sorular için sunumun ilgili yerine gelmeyi bekliyoruz ki yani orada özellikle sorularınızı doğru bir şekilde, tam sunumla ilişkili bir şekilde cevaplayalım ve efektif olsun diye bekliyorum. Bazılarını anında cevaplıyorum. Umuyorum olabildiğince etkili oluyordur. Özellikle bölümlerle alakalı bu kısma kısaca bir ekleme yapmak istedim. Animasyon, film ve dijital sanatlar alanında üniversite aynı zamanda yani dünya sıralamalarında ve genellikle akreditasyon işte büyük firmalar olsun, Disney, Pixar, Walt Disney Studios gibi çok büyük firmaların da aslında çalışanlarını aldıkları, seçtikleri yerlerden biri ve çok zengin bir kampüse sahip. Ayrıca Vancouver, Christian'ın da bahsettiği gibi Hollywood'un yeni adresi. Yani aslında Hollywood, yeni bir Hollywood gibi düşünebilirsiniz Vancouver'ı. Artık filmle alakalı, dizaynla alakalı veya işte dijital sanatlarla ilgili yapılan etkinliklerin birçoğu Vancouver'da yapılıyor. Dolayısıyla bu alanlarda iş bulmak tüm ilgili olan adaylar için. Diploma programları çünkü sadece bu alanda okumuş öğrenciler için değil, tüm ilgili olan adaylar için çok güzel bir opsiyon. Bunun dışında tabii ki yine Christian'ın da dediği gibi turizm, işletme, ticaret, pazarlama gibi alanlarda son derece mükemmel iş fırsatları var. Eğitim esnasında çalışabilir miyim diye sorular çok fazla geldi. Eğitim esnasında 20 saat devam edebiliyorsunuz haftada ve eğitim sonrasında da çok ciddi anlamda iş imkanları, şirket partnerlikleri ve staj yerleştirmeleriyle alakalı çok önemli opsiyonlar var. Dediğim gibi ileride bunlara değineceğiz. Christian, they usually ask about the working opportunities during their studies and after their studies. And also there are some questions about scholarship. I just told them that in the right part of this presentation, we can just elaborate on those questions. So we can just wait to answer those questions.
Yes. But yeah, so I actually was looking at some of the questions. Now that we're talking about film and then the performing arts, so people were asking about coronavirus.
Yeah,
I think so. I'll get to the point actually in these slides. Capilano has, due to the nature of some of our programs, so like music, film, it's very hard to do those to teach those programs online. So, or like some of those courses. So we have adopted an adapted model. Actually, that's how we say. Like we have an adapted model. At the moment, about 80% of our courses are online, 20% are in person, because we have because for some of these programs, the students have to come to class. So actually, my nephew is a student at Capilano right now, and he's taking the documentary certificate, and he tells me that he goes to campus every day. Our goal for January is to have 40% of our courses in person and 60% online. Obviously, it's the goal. It's not something that we can promise, but it's what we're trying to do. But I mean, like some of these programs are keeping the university alive. So like the campus is like partially open. We are like, I'm still working from home, as you can see, but we are the university is obviously like changing. One thing is actually today I have it's only 8 a.m. in the morning here in Vancouver, so I haven't actually looked at this information, but as of today, the government of Canada is going to publish the schools that have that have been approved to enter for international students to enter the country, because we submitted a quarantine plan. I haven't checked if Capilano is there, but like we're very positive that we will be there because we're a public university, and we submitted our quarantine plan like 2 months ago. So we think it will be okay. But I mean, like I haven't actually. I just like it's really early morning for me yet, so I haven't had a chance to check this information yet. Now, so I'll continue about the programs. Here we also have musical theater, technical theater, and conducting. But as I said, like the performing arts are very open. Do you want to say something, Berk? Oh, yours. Okay.
I was just in my head.
Okay, sorry. We also have our Bachelor in Visual Communication. This is a design program. So it's for people that are interested in graphic design. We don't like to call it graphic design because it has a huge part of illustration. So you also need to be able to draw very well. So this is why we have the picture here. Like drawing is very important in this program. Then actually, this is another area where lots of our Turkish students come to study. We are the only public university in Vancouver with a bachelor degree in tourism management, and the only one in British Columbia with the streams of adventure tourism and hotel and resort management. We also have our tourism management co-op diplomas, tourism management for international students. And then we also have our diploma in outdoor recreation and human kinetics. And we do have also a postgrad very similar to North American business management. It's the same format. It is called Global Hospitality and Tourism Management. It is 12 months of studies, 4 months of practicum, and 3-year postgraduate work permit. So this is great for those students that already finished university, and it's a great way for you to like upgrade your skills and get to work in the tourism industry. One thing, now talking about coronavirus again, I know the tourism industry was definitely one of the industries that was hit the most. However, here in like in British Columbia, even though like we were hit, we still have a tourism industry that has been booming, even though like we don't have international tourism right now. Canadian tourism has been very strong. So like even like I've been wanting to go on vacation, and like some places are fully booked for hotels. Like I wanted to go to Tofino, and I couldn't find accommodation. It was fully booked. So like we are incentivizing the Canadian tourism. And our industry, this has been a place that has been very popular for lots of Canadians to come to visit, especially since a lot of people couldn't really want to leave the country. Then they decided to travel here to British Columbia. So we had lots of people from Quebec, from Ontario, Alberta that came and had vacation here in BC. Then we also have our Early Childhood Care and Education diploma and bachelor degree. And we are the first university in North America to have the Bachelor of Music Therapy. Now, humanities and social sciences. So here we have two bachelor degrees. We have applied behavior analysis. This is to work with people who have autism, and our bachelor in liberal studies, which is like general social sciences. Now, so this is the part where we keep a little bit of our college mentality. And I know that this is a little bit hard to understand in Turkey because this concept doesn't exist in Turkey. But we have something called Associate of Arts, where you could start a program and then transfer later to another university and finish it. So this is something that a lot of people do here in Canada, and this is why a lot of institutions offer this. So we have the options in the Associate of Arts and also in the sciences. So in science, we don't have a bachelor degree, but we do associate degrees. So you can start with us, you can do 2 years with us, but then you can transfer later maybe to University of British Columbia or University of Simon Fraser. Why do people do this? Why do we do an associate degree instead of starting, let's say, at UBC or at SFU? First of all, I mean, like I think that like people are asking for scholarships, tuition fees. It is cheaper to do this with us than to go to the bachelor degree at SFU or UBC directly. I know that like with us, I mean, like let's say if you go to the associate degree of biology, it's about $20,000 per year. with, let's say, UBC, I know that it's close to $40,000 or maybe more per year. So I mean, like, you're saving $20,000 and then per year, and you do have and you know that the credits will transfer later to the university. So basically, if you do an associate degree with us, you could save about $40,000. So that's a big thing. Second, we have a little bit more personalized attention. We have smaller classes. Some of the bigger universities have bigger auditoriums, so not everybody adapts really well to this big environment. So I mean, like, if you really need a little bit more attention from your school, from your teachers, maybe this is a good way to start before you go to one of the bigger places. And then the other one is UBC and SFU are also very competitive universities. I actually am friends with the director of admissions in SFU, and she tells me that they only accept 200 international students per year for all of their programs. So it is very competitive. So it is harder to get accepted there. So this also makes it a little bit more difficult. They have like fewer spaces for international students. So going through us, like, you know that you're going to be able to transfer your credits, and it's going to be easier to make it in. So these are also like some of the reasons. Also, but I see like tuition fees, classroom size, and also like ability to get accepted. We do also have preparatory and pathways. So if the students don't have English, we do have English courses. So I'm going to talk about it in the admissions part. So let's get there. So for the admissions part, I had the video there. For the admissions part, we have, usually we're going to ask you for your English language requirement, for your high school graduation, and each program is going to have different admission requirements. So this is why I have Berk with me, because he can help you navigate the admission requirements. Because some programs are, let's say, business, it's easier, like you have mathematics, high school graduation, but then some other programs, maybe we're going to ask you for a portfolio or for an interview or a letter of intent, so he can make sure. So that's why I recommend working with an agent, because they can look at your application before you send it to the university. Because when you send us an application and it's missing a document, we consider it incomplete and we don't process it. Like, we just wait for you to complete the application. So you want to have an agent to help you with that, to make sure that everything is complete. So yeah, Berk.
Also, herkese bu arada şunu da eklemek istiyorum. Başvurularınızda özellikle gerekliliklerle alakalı da ekstra desteklerimiz de var. Mesela eğer bir sanat programına grafik tasarım veya visual communication gibi ya da animation gibi bir bölüme başvurmak istiyorsanız, farklı metotlarla eğitim veren portfolyo eğitmenlerimiz var. Portfolyolar konusunda hazırlıklar sağlıyoruz. Bunun dışında başvurmak istediğiniz bölüme yönelik evraklarınızın doğru düzenlenmesi, İngilizce yeterlilikleriniz, eğer İngilizceniz şu anda hazır değilse, gerek Capilano bünyesinde gerek Capilano'nun anlaşmalı olduğu dil okullarında İngilizce eğitimlerinizi tamamlayıp ondan sonra buradaki eğitimine devam edebilmesi için öğrencilerin bütün hazırlıkları aslında birlikte planlayacağımız bir süreçten geçiyoruz. Mutlaka sunumun sonunda zaten bana bilgilerinizi paylaşabileceğiniz ve sorularınızı sorabileceğiniz kontak ve iletişim numaralarını mutlaka paylaşacağım. Dediği gibi aslında Christian'ın bu anlamda hani başvurular yapmış ve yerleştirilmiş bir tecrübeye sahip olduğumuz için özellikle eğer destek almak istiyorsanız mutlaka faydalanabileceğinize inanıyorum. Yeah, please go ahead, Christian. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Now the part of English, I know that English is going to be the struggle for some of us. Like I've been there. So when we usually require a 6.5 IELTS, nothing lower than 6.0. Currently, because of the pandemic, we are accepting Duolingo, the Duolingo English test until January 31st, and we will be accepting a 110 as the equivalent of a 6.5 IELTS. So if you're applying for September 2021, we are currently accepting the Duolingo, but you have to send your application before January 31st. Now, if your English is not there yet, we do have some combination that you can do. So if let's say you get a 5.5 IELTS, nothing lower than 5.0, we will let you take one academic course and 16 hours of English. And if you have a 6.0, nothing lower than 5.5, we'll let you take 12 hours of English per week and 2 academic courses. So we also have some partnerships with some of English schools here in Vancouver. So if your English level is a little bit lower, we can also help. You can also transfer from like some of these English schools. I know that a lot of you probably know ILAC or Eurocenters or ILSCs or Kaplan. It's Procho Language College too. So like I know that like they have a very big presence in Turkey. So we work with those schools as well, and then they're all amazing schools.
Okay.
Berk.
Just a sec. Bu hazırlık programlarıyla alakalı da Capilano Üniversitesi size bir şartlı kabul veriyor aslında. Yani diyelim ki Eylül 2021 yılında eğitiminize başlamak istiyorsunuz ama İngilizceniz şu anda orada hazır değil. Dolayısıyla Mart ayından itibaren ya da Ocak ayından itibaren, ki zaten sınırlarda biraz daha açılmış olacak, artık daha rahat gitmek mümkün olacak. Dolayısıyla da hani Şubat'ta, Mart'ta dil eğitiminize başlayıp ondan sonra Eylül ayında Capilano'ya devam edeceğiniz, vizenizi hiç bölmeden, yani vizenizi tek seferde alacağınız bir şekilde bir eğitim planı size çıkarabiliyoruz. Bize gelen öğrencilerimiz öncelikle zaten ücretsiz bir test veriyoruz öğrencilerimize. Bu testin sonucuna göre ne kadar süre hazırlık almaları gerekiyor ve üniversiteye ne zaman başlayabilirler şeklinde her öğrenciye bir study plan, bir eğitim planı oluşturuyoruz. Özellikle bunu da belirtmek istedim. Thanks, Christian. Also, there was a question about it. That's why I wanted to join.
Okay, good. Then I'll just change it. So applications. So this is where Berk can also help you as well. So the applications are online. We receive the supporting documents and we give you the letter of offer. To accept the letter of offer, you have to pay a $5,000 deposit. You receive the letter of acceptance, register for courses, and attend orientations. It's actually very simple, but I mean, like I know that like the important thing is submitting the right documents. We do have different start dates. We have September, January, and May. Usually on our website we say January is spring. Usually some people call it winter, but like we call January spring. These are usually the application deadlines, but like it's not always necessary. So for example, for January 2021, all of our programs are still accepting applications. So you're allowed to. So if anybody's interested in like maybe taking some courses online, you could start in January and we still have applications open. Usually processing times, although right now it's actually much faster. Usually we say 4 weeks, but right now the application process for some of these programs, it could take about like 1 week. We could give you a letter of offer in a week. But then you do have to be careful about the most competitive programs. So like early childhood care, engineering, legal studies, and human kinetics, you have to pay attention to the deadline. So that one is a little bit more strict, and we give answers in May. And if you're interested in the film programs, animations, visual effects, music, jazz studies, we do give, we wait to receive all the applications, and we start calling students for interviews in February. So actually we're in January and we schedule the interviews in February. And if we still have spots available, we do interviews in April. But I do recommend applying before January so you can go to the interview in February. And I think I'm gonna leave it there. And so like I'm gonna answer questions. I see there are a few. Maybe Bert can help me with the questions.
Okay, so so first of all, I think we should just answer the questions about pricing, tuition fees, and scholarships in general, because there are quite a lot of questions about that.
Okay, so actually, I'm just gonna go here. I'm gonna put it in the tuition fees do vary. Some programs are more expensive than others. I'm gonna put I'm gonna put a link on the chat. So that one, sorry, I'm just trying to send it. I don't know if it's not going. I'll send that to that one is that one is like a calculator that we have for all of our programs. Now, I'm going to try to make it easy for you. Most of our tuition fees are about, let's say, like $19,000 per year. But like in business, like business and undergrad, the postgrad, as I said earlier, is $33,000 for the whole program, so for the 2 years. So that one is a little bit cheaper. But for the business undergrads, it's about like $19,000 per year. And for the Associate of Arts and Sciences, it's about that price. Some programs do become a little bit more expensive. The most the most expensive programs that we have at the university will be the film and animation programs. So these ones are about $30,000 per year. So that's the average. I know that there is one, the digital visual effects program. That one will be about $34,000 per year. So that will be the most expensive program per year. But but the film program, if you do the bachelor degree, because it's 4 years, obviously, then it's gonna be it's gonna be about $30,000 per year, and it's about 4 years. So it's the priciest one. Now, scholarships. So Canada is a little bit funny because it doesn't seem like we have many scholarships for international students. And the reason is because tuition fees are a little bit cheaper compared to the US and Australia and the UK. The reason why it's a little bit cheaper is because Canada subsidizes education. However, we do have some scholarships. We call them entrance awards, and these are for specific cases. So we do have sports scholarships. So for people who play soccer, for people who play basketball and volleyball. So we give 6 scholarships per sport, and then we divide them in 3 for men and 3 for women for the teams. We also have some academic scholarship called CAPEX. This one, the sports scholarship is $16,000 per year that we give you. The CAPEX scholarship, so this is an academic scholarship. That one is $10,000 per year, renewable. But we choose the 10 best students with the best grades. And we also have some international student entrance awards. So those are smaller, they're about $1,500. Something we're looking at your volunteer experience, and your volunteer experience, and also your academic records.
I want to tell something about the scholarships as well. Yani herkesin tabii ki bilmesi gereken bir şey de şu aslında. Kanada'da harcadığınız şeyin ne ekerseniz onu biçiyorsunuz. Şimdi Capilano Üniversitesi bir devlet üniversitesi ve bu üniversitenin çok ciddi sektörel partnerlikleri var. Ve aynı zamanda eğitim esnasında da para kazanabileceğiniz bir yer Vancouver. Dolayısıyla da tabii Amerika'da örnek veriyorum 20-30 bin Amerikan doları olan bir okuldan gidip $10.000 burs aldığınızda tabii ki öğrenci olarak kendinizi daha iyi hissediyorsunuz. Ama burada ödediğiniz Kanada doları bazında 15-20 bin Kanada doları arasındaki bir yıllık bir maliyet size daha çok katkı sağlıyor. Çünkü burada sağladığınız iş imkanları bir kere ayda yaklaşık $1,000-1,500 zaten çalışarak kazanabiliyorsunuz. Sadece part-time iken. Full-time'da $3,000 kadar para kazanabiliyorsunuz Vancouver'da. Ve buraya harcadığınız parayı aslında 2 yıl içerisinde çıkarabiliyorsunuz. Bunları dönem dönem ödüyorsunuz. Önemli olan aslında eğitim sonrasında 3 yıllık çalışma izni ve bu çalışma izni dahilinde 1 sene full time çalışıp oturum iznini almak. Biraz bence bu tür durumlarda ayırdığımız bütçeye göre daha büyük düşünmeliyiz. Daha uzun vadeli düşünmeliyiz. Bunu ben her öğrencime söylüyorum kesinlikle. O yüzden de bunun planlamasını yaparken gelin isterseniz bir karşılaştırma yapalım. Bir bütçe dökümü yapalım. Nasıl bir planlama yapacağımıza dair düzgün bir planlama olmuş olsun. Ben de chatte zaten bu arada kendi e-mailimi ve telefonumu paylaştım. Yani firma telefonumuzu, e-mailimi paylaştım, web sitemizi paylaştım. Ücretsiz olarak hizmet almak isteyen, bu okula başvurmak isteyen tüm adaylar bana ulaşabilirler. Detaylı sorularını beraber inceleyebiliriz. Okay. Thanks, Christian.
Okay, thank you. I'm trying to look at the questions and making sure that I've answered all of them.
I wanted to give you some time to look at them. I answered as much as I can.
I see one. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think so. I see that you've been answering them. Sorry,
I've been answering them, but also I think it's one of the most important issues is the coronavirus issue and the opening of the borders. And I think, as you said, Capilano will be in the list of the opening schools, and you have a lot of on-campus programs. So I believe the students will be able to join from January, or this might be my question to you.
Yeah, so I mean, right now we are as I said, January is the applications are open for all of our programs. Some programs do require that the students come to campus. Some programs will have the campus option, and then we can also, if the students need to be in campus, we can provide the letter that the students need to give at the border so they can travel. but we submitted a proposal for the quarantine plan. It should be announced today. It's going to be announced today what schools are going to be approved. But I believe that I think that we have a very good like quarantine plan. So I'm pretty sure that will be in the list.
Perfect. Yani herkese özellikle şunu da belirtmek istiyorum. Kampüs içi programı çok fazla olduğu için Capilano'nun bugün yayınlanacak liste içerisinde yer alacaktır Capilano büyük ihtimalle ve bundan sonraki süreçte üniversitenin aslında alınan başvurularda sunduğu bir karantina planıyla okula gidip Ocak ayı itibariyle eğitiminize aslında başlamanız mümkün ama Kanada için biz genellikle spring semester dediğimiz Nisan-Mayıs başlangıçları öneriyoruz en erken olarak. Yani I recommend them to just apply to programs starting in from spring or starting online from January and then go to Canada in spring or maybe in summer because I think it's going to be a more realistic plan in the future.
Yes, that's a good point. And also, like, Canada has been very flexible with international students. So so Canada has announced that if you study from abroad, about 50% of your program. So if you do 50% online, and then the other 50% in Canada, then you do have the option to apply for the 3-year postgraduate work permit. So let's say if you do a 2-year diploma and you do 1 year in 1 year abroad, 1 year in Turkey, and then the other year in Canada, then you could apply for the 3-year postgraduate work permit. So as long as you do half of your program abroad, you still get the same benefits that anybody else gets.
Aynen. I also want to translate this part. Kanada'nın aslında pandemi süreci başladığında açıkladığı ilk şeyle beraber aslında ilk açıklaması da bu yöndeydi IRCC'nin ve Kanada'da aldığınız eğitimin yarısına kadarını online alsanız bile sanki Kanada'da almışsınız gibi çalışma izni sahibi oluyorsunuz. Yani örnek veriyorum 2 senelik bir diploma programına gidiyorsunuz. Bu 2 senelik diploma programının 1 yılını full time online okusanız dahi sanki 2 yılı Kanada'da okumuş gibi eğitim sonrasında 3 yıl çalışma izninize yine kavuşuyorsunuz. Yani şu anda online olarak başlamak aslında avantajlı çünkü yaşam maliyeti harcamayacaksınız. Ve daha sonra Kanada'ya eğitiminize devam etmek için o kampüs içi olduğunda gidebileceksiniz ve orada okumuşsunuz gibi aynı haklara sahip olacaksınız. Dolayısıyla da bence çok önemli bir avantaj aslında. Avantaja çevrilebilir yani. Always I say like you can just find the benefits in a crisis. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, and I mean, and this is like if you think about it, it could actually be a good thing because you could be saving some money before you go before you come to Canada. Like I have a student in South America, and he's gonna keep his job and he's gonna work in Colombia in the meantime while he studies with us. So like, so he gets to study in Canada and work and get a full-time job and then pay rent at home with his family before he comes to Canada. So I mean, like, some people are making it work in a good way for them.
Yeah. Okay. I don't really see any other questions that we didn't touch upon. But you know, as I mentioned, we have our contact details, and also we will be sending newsletters and information about Capilano University application processes. And when it is certain that we have an on-campus plan, quarantine plan, and you know you can apply to visas, we will inform you. Just let's stay in contact. Let's iletişimde kalalım ve bundan sonraki süreçte hem başvurularınız hem zaten gelecekte işte vizenizi alabileceğiniz ve eğitimine başlamak için üniversitelere gidebileceğiniz, İngilizce hazırlık isteyen adaylar, İngilizce programlarınıza başlayabileceğiniz zamanlar için bizimle iletişimde kalın lütfen. Önümüzdeki süreç bence güzel görünüyor. Ocak veya bir sonraki dönem işte Mart ve Mayıs arasında eğitimlerinize başlamak için we are waiting you in Capilano University, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
And then I hope to see you here, all of you that are watching us. Hope that you come to Canada, come to Vancouver. It's an amazing place. And hopefully things will get better soon, so I can also come and visit you in Turkey.
Yeah, hope so. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everybody, for watching.
Thank you very much for attending the IEFT Talks webinars. So you covered all questions. Also, Berk Bey were working in the background for replying them. So thank you very much again for this fruitful webinar session and all the information you provided for the participants. It was very nice to welcome you in our webinar sessions. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.